Alright, hi guys, sorry there has been a delay. We are answering the Q&A questions as promised when we got to 5,000 subscribers on the community page. Thank you so much for your questions, and again, apologise for the delay. Blame Tom?
Sorry guys.
It's very hard to get him to behave.
I'm super busy.
Super busy. So this one is from Marlaw SY1942. Congratulations on the 5,000 subscribers. Thank you. When you spoke about Tom's struggle with cancer and how this affected your mental health, my admiration... Oh, it's not a question. Scrap that, but thank you so much. Scroll.
Good start.
Good start.
Real good start.
Andy Growman. Climbing in Australia must be way easier when everything is upside down. Again, not a question.
Why are you choosing these?
I'm just going right down the list. Alright. Tom R. I've been climbing for a few months and I've kind of plateaued at V3-ish boulders. I really want to get past this and just improve my climbing as quick as I can. Any advice? Great question. It's super normal to plateau, and it's usually around V3 because I think V4 and up, like V4 to 6 is another huge step up. I think when you first start climbing, V0, V1, V2 and V3 is quite achievable quite fast, but V4 it starts to become quite technical, the holds become quite small and might be dynamic, and just bringing in some more intricate footwork, and I guess things change a little bit. So my best advice would be get a coach session with, like, go to your local gym and no, first things first. Like, obviously I do online coaching for people stuck in that plateau, and yeah, that's great. But it's really effective to in person as well, get a coach, like just one session with a coach. Ask at your local gym if they have a skill session, and you might just learn small bits of footwork or understand a little bit more about your center of gravity or what your hips are doing, and it might just help you progress, and then you can get some sort of online coaching by me. It makes sure that you are becoming regimented. So when you're coming into that V4 range, like just going into the gym and sessioning with your friends, that's awesome, and it's good fun, and you will get somewhere, but the progress is going to be real slow. If you actually set yourself a program or get a program from someone and stick to it, so change up your training, be really consistent with your training, make sure you are trying hard things for you. The only way to get stronger is to fail, and fail a lot. So even if you are stuck at V3, try some V5s, and your body will suddenly get this recruitment, and it realizes, okay, I need to get a lot stronger, and you start to gain that strength. Watch videos of other climbers, get advice from people stronger than you, climb with people stronger than you. It's really effective. Film yourself and watch yourself back and see what you're doing, and that might actually be a really good tip. So you might go, ooh, my footwork's really crap here, or oh, my hips don't seem to be in. You might pick up a lot of things. Feel free to send me a video of yourself climbing at something that you're stuck at, and I might be able to give you some advice on what you're doing wrong. Do you have anything to add?
No, just to summarize that quickly, keep climbing. That's how I did it. It was just a case of I just kept on climbing. I was watching strong people. I couldn't really read the data myself, but watching others has helped me enormously. And then just keep talking to people. But climb, talk to people, and watch. Those are the three things that are going to get you out of any type of plateau, really. Yeah, and you have to look, I don't know how many sessions you're doing a week, but a lot of people do like 1 to 2 sessions per week. That's probably not going to cut it. Gotta bump those numbers up.
Yeah, you want to be at least minimum 3 sessions, I would say, to progress. 4 sessions would be better. So thanks, Tom. Good luck. Simon, I'm going to butcher all of these names. I do apologise. Gerard.
Yep.
Don't be too hard on Tom.
Yeah, agreed. Thank you. Thank you, Simon.
It's what makes his charm. Oh, God. What are you currently working on physically and technically? And what are your short, this is 2 questions, and what are your short, mid, short, mid and long-term plans. I think you're asking both of us as well. For me, what am I working on physically and technically? I physically am working on becoming stronger overall. Increasing my power is a big part of that. That's probably one place where I'm lacking in. I don't have a lot of explosive power and dynamic power, so I am specifically working on that. I'm also obviously rehabbing a finger injury, but also trying to make my fingers stronger, because it's definitely apparent that, to me, that they're not strong enough. And one of my short-term goals is to get my finger better so I can actually pull hard on things. Mid-term goals is we're looking at next year starting off my season with the international competition in Singapore, and I want to make the final. Long-term is to be fit enough to make the final at nationals next year, but I'm not pushing any World Cups. I don't want World Cup selection. For me, it's just I had a crap nationals this year because of my finger, and I'd like to train hard enough to be back in the final for nationals like I was last year. Physical and tech.
So I actually don't really have any climbing goals. I just kind of focus on my progression based on where Anna's at. So she's my competition and the motivation to keep being strong and progress further. So climbing, I just do whatever I need to.
Is becoming a better slab climber a short-term goal or mid-term?
It is not.
No? Right.
I'm sticking with my overhang.
You will suck at slabs forever?
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. And then the other thing that I'm working on is just foundational strength. So, working on the bench press, deadlift, and maybe I'll work some squats in there, but really just getting a foundation of really high strength performance and see how that translates to climbing. That's it.
And to add to that, we do have some plans to, we have some short and mid-term plans to get outside a bit and push some numbers outside and hopefully log them.
Look at Bandit, he's watching us in the record.
Bandit's watching us in the TV. Enjoy the TV show, Bandit. Okay, thank you, Simon. Skitterleap, how long did it take to get Tom to behave in videos? He's still not behaving in videos. Just to answer you that, what goes on behind the scenes, like I wish we had someone to film us because he is extremely difficult.
I get embarrassed, guys.
He doesn't, at the start, he was really camera shy, and so I would press start and go, and I'd ask him to say something, and he would just like freeze, like absolutely freeze, and he wouldn't be able to say anything, and he's just like, nah, start again, nah, and then he would just completely bail and be like, no, you intro, you outro, you do everything, I'll just climb. And little bit by little bit, he's become a lot more confident in front of the camera. You guys might have followed us on that journey.
But I'm kind of a big personality in person, and yeah, didn't know how.
Put a camera on him, and
if it goes to a wider audience, I don't know how it's going to be taken, so I'm just easing people into the loudness of my personality.
Yeah, I mean, everyone that knows Tom knows that he is a larrikin and he's just joking, and he's actually not extremely arrogant and bravo macho like all the time, but we're not sure how that comes across to you guys, but don't take anything he does seriously at all. Okay, and Skitterleap had a second part. What is your greatest regret concerning your own climbing career? One is starting too late. I started climbing at 25. Could have been epic if I started a bit earlier. Second is when I ruptured my A2 pulley last year at nationals. I should have had surgery immediately, and I would have avoided the bone spurs and the volar plate and the arthritis. So if I'd done that, I would have been fit for this year. And instead, I thought it would just get better on its own. So. All right, Ashley Allen Fort. Have you always had a six-pack? If not, how long did it take you for the visitor to visibly notice the six, and what kind of regimen? Ashley, I'm going to be honest with you. I have had a six-pack the most of my life since I can remember. As even a child, I was always an athlete. I played for my state in tennis and netball, and I was also kickboxing from 7. And my mum is a PT and fitness instructor, and she was taking pump classes, so there was always weight sets in the house. and I would throw around some weights at night after school, and I would also do core workouts for training for tennis and netball. And I think from about 12 I grew a 6-pack, and I was teased a lot, I'm going to be honest. When I went for my first bodybuilding competition, I think 21 or something like that, no, older than that. Anyway, I already had abs, but I wanted to get epic abs, so I went in this really epic regime of abs, and that's where Abs with Anna started. I was coaching at Rockface, and I started an Abs with Anna class, and I hit abs every second day. I'm pretty lean as well, so that helps, but I've not needed to really do any maintenance work on them. They will not go away now. Like I can not do abs for 3 months. I've tested the theory. They've not changed at all. So once you have abs, it seems like because being a climber, you're activating your core all the time on the wall. That's enough maintenance. Also doing any heavy compound lift, that's maintenance. But the thing is, to get abs is hard at the start. But then once you have them, the maintenance is really easy. I have an abs program called Abs Reloaded. That would be, it's 20 Australian dollars, which is like, I don't know, 12, 13 US. I would highly recommend it. That's what Tom's been doing. And well, you might have seen the progress if you follow on Instagram. I put a progress shot up. Yeah, anything to add to that?
Nope. No abs.
Okay, UK, Sappy, any climbing games you guys play with mates, indoor or out? And then there's an example. Climbing games, do you want to answer that, Tom?
The only ones I really know are eliminate. So you just pick a problem and then eliminate some holds from that.
We did a video on that as well. And climbing horse, we did a video on that.
Oh yeah, climbing horse, where you just each pick a climb. Where, say, I would pick a climb and then Anna would need to do it. If she doesn't do it, well then she'd be in H all the way up to horse.
Yes.
I don't know any other.
There's add-on, so I think most people will know that, but if you have a whole group, one person does one move, the next person has to do that move plus another move, and you keep going until everyone falls off. I wouldn't say that's a frequent thing we do. We did horse for the video, and I haven't played add-on in a long time. We're mostly just competing against each other. Okay, Marko, I'm not going to say that name. Do you want to say that last name?
No.
Stojanovic? I'm sorry. Shoe care, resoling, soft. Oh, this is a lot of questions, so I'm going to just smash these out. Shoe care, resoling. I don't resole because I'm very fortunate that I don't pay for my shoes, so I just literally throw them out. Tom being the same, because his shoes end up so disgusting from his sweaty feet that even if you resole them, it's like, kill me, because I have to smell them.
Yep. I work hard to buy new shoes, so that's what I'd say, just work hard.
Yeah, he has a high paying job, it's okay. But resoling is a good idea if you want to, but you just have to do it sooner rather than later. Like, you can't hand them in when they're just absolutely trashed and every other part of them's trashed.
I probably would resole. I think it's a good idea, but mine would basically dissolve too quickly, but I also wait too long, so by the time I get to do it, it's just, there's no point.
Yeah.
But for the cost effectiveness,
yeah,
definitely
you
give it a shot.
probably want to do it, after 3 months, no further than that. Soft or hard rubber, definitely soft. I use only soft shoes because of the competition style climbing right now and all the volumes. I just find soft is better. I'm also light. Tom's different.
I go, yeah, I think that's a weight dependent question. I can go for a harder sole or harder rubber because the extra weight just basically makes it a softer rubber.
Yeah, but there's medium ground, right? So I would say like VSR, Scarpa VSR is like in the middle there, and Drago is not overly soft, like it's not as soft as the Furious that I wear, but hard rubber, not so good anymore.
Or Mad Rock drones are pretty good as well.
Yeah. Unless you're outside on sharp granite, then you probably want a hard rubber. Skincare, taping. Skincare I just did a video on, so callus scraper, nail file, just essential. And go watch that video, I'll link it here. Taping, I tape my fingers if they're bleeding or about to bleed. I also tape my pulley. I don't think Tom's ever had to tape anything. Difference between, this is a huge thing, difference between grading in states, countries and continents. So huge. Like, so in Australia, we're in Perth, right? I frequently go to Sydney and Melbourne and Brisbane, and at those gyms I was climbing like the hardest grades, the whites. Let's take this example in Sydney. I would go over there and I would climb quite a few whites, which are V9s. I can't touch a V9 in Perth. Same as in Melbourne and in Brisbane. So Perth does grade quite hard. And then we went, you might have seen the Eric Carson vlog, we were doing V8s pretty fast there. In Germany we were doing hard grades pretty fast. Grades are super subjective, guys, and unless you're on the moonboard or outdoors, I don't think you can compare, and who really cares about inside plastic grades? Just do what's hard for you. If it's hard for you, then it's good for you. V grades versus French grades. We use V grades and we know French grades, but I always have to think. So yeah, we're V grades, and you say why, but why Australia just uses V grades. Input from both of you.
Two subjective climbing grades, I think. It can depend on your height.
Yeah, because Tom can do like a V9 dyno, which is like V16 to me, you know, because it's impossible. Yeah. But
I think go to a gym and just climb what you think looks good. If you can't do it, then give it a couple more shots and then move on. But it's really hard not to be subjective. I mean, outdoors, indoors.
So different. And we travelled all over Europe, UK as well, and like we were climbing way different grades than what we were.
Yeah, don't get bogged down into it. Just enjoy climbing.
Just enjoy climbing. All right, Metacoldem. What is most important in climbing of these two? Finger strength and upper body strength. I'm going to say definitely finger strength.
See, I'm going to disagree. I'm going to do it in two parts. So I would say
most important
initially.
Yeah.
Initially, you need upper body strength. That's the foundation of getting up the wall. Upper body strength, and then body movement. But as you progress into V5 plus, you really need that finger strength to be able to hold tiny edges and things like that. But if you can't pull yourself up, it doesn't matter about finger strength.
Yeah, I know a lot of weak people that climb very well because they have really good technique and they're light, so they don't have strong fingers. They're both super helpful, but for me, it's so hard to say because I've always had. We were heavy into weights before we started, so we started with a lot of upper body strength. I actually can't imagine climbing without the strength that I already.
That's what I mean. That's the foundation.
Yeah, but for me, it's like I don't work anything to do with upper body strength now. I'm forever just trying to get my fingers stronger because, being at the World Cup circuit in particular, there was just holds I just could not hold on to, and physically, I know I was probably stronger than a lot of people, but my fingers were just not even close to the top elite level. So that's a loaded question, and we could probably go on forever, but we've got to move on. What are key improvements necessary to climb over V5?
Finger training.
All sorts of things. Finger strength, definitely. Physical strength, so weighted pull-ups would help a lot with your body, with your power. Also just techniques, like being able to execute correct techniques such as using momentum, heel hooks, toe hooks, drop knees. There's a lot of techniques which go into it. I would say work on your technique, work on changing up your program to make sure you're shocking your body into strength gains all the time. Work on some power. What's the best training other than climbing? That kind of answers that. I would say weighted pull-ups, finger training, a lot of antagonist training for your forearms as well, just making sure you're balanced in your forearms. Core is definitely a huge thing, and a lot of TRX work for your shoulders would be really good. So stabilization for your shoulders, like Y's, I's, T's. Work on those. Keep climbing as much as you can. Get a coach. Hire me. Some other fun interests you guys have besides climbing? Tom?
We like doing stuff.
We don't do anything. We just climb. Oh, we love ping pong. We love table tennis.
Just anything that's competitive, I think.
Competitive against each other. Basketball.
Pool.
Pool. Honestly, our life is like work, climb, repeat. It's sleep, repeat. Sorry to disappoint. Biggest question, how to improve endurance to avoid pump and to be able to multi-pitch climb. Multi-pitching, honestly, if you're doing a multi-pitch, it's probably not very hard, so you probably you don't need to be too strong. You just have to know how to conserve energy. Unless you're doing a really hard multi-pitch, in which case just get stronger and get fitter. So endurance, you want to be doing 4x4s, 3x3s, circuits. Obviously just keep them going. Trying to stay on a wall for 5 minutes at a time. Doing single boulders for 6 moves is not going to help you with endurance. So 3 routes back to back, no rest. 4 routes back to back, no rest, that kind of thing. Unrelated, sorry, thank you. What is the hand? Martin, no last name, excellent. Climbing, unrelated, what music are you both into?
Kind of anything. I've got a really eclectic,
Same.
taste in music, so kind of whatever's on, and kind of has a good, maybe a good rhythm or something a good rhythm so you can kind of, dance along if you need to, or something with simple lyrics that we can belt out in the car.
I don't have a genre, like it's just whatever gets me.
I mean, we do love a bit of carpool karaoke,
we do sing the whole way in the car.
We've got
I love Sia. Sia probably my favourite artist, but other than that, favourite vegetable by taste, mushrooms.
Broccoli.
Ever been into running? Yes, I was a long distance champion in high school, and we actually filmed a vlog of running when I decided I wanted to get my anaerobic fitness up, and it failed due to the wind, and also Tom couldn't run a kilometre, so...
I used to be a really good runner because I used to play footy and that was part of pre-season. I used to love it. Now I can't think of anything worse because I have no aerobic capacity.
But I run with Bandit, who keeps video bombing. But really, I wouldn't say it's a big thing right now. First pair of climbing shoes, I had Scarpa X-Force. People used to call them couches. Tom had Mad Rocks.
What were the first pair you got me? Those clown shoes?
La Sportiva tarantulas or something like that. Yeah, they were funny.
and then I didn't get a new pair until I think I set myself a goal to do a hub.
Had to be a specific grade before.
Had to be a specific grade, maybe like V3 or something, and then I got my first pair, which was Mad Rock Sharks.
Yeah. And then we got him Scarpas when he started like over V6s. First plateau. I think my first plateau was also that breaking into the V4, and I think it happened within a year. I actually changed gyms, and then I think I broke that plateau pretty fast.
Yeah, I don't think I had a really good run. I don't think I plateaued for...
Tom's never plateaued.
But except for now. So
maybe the past year.
If we use the moon board as the basis, I think maybe V8 is my plateau now, and I need to change up what I'm doing to be able to break that. But that's if I want to do more outdoor work rather than comp style, which I'm still undecided on.
When you start training like dynamic movements and stuff, it's because you can't grade that stuff. It's really hard to see where you're at. Like we've become really good at jumping and coordination, and I don't know. It's tricky. Plateaus are tricky. Are you able to full crimp 6mm edges twice in a row? Strange question, because I don't think I've ever tried.
6mm up at the...
6mm.
We've done 6mm. That's up on the second level. The real thing.
Yes, I think. Favourite outdoor boulder? Mine is called Watermelon. There's a photo that went pretty viral that was on Gravity's Victim of me on Watermelon. It's just a V6. And it's just the most aesthetic. I'll try chuck a picture in here. Easy until the last.
I don't know how to climb outside, guys.
Tom's been to two outside trips, so I don't think he can answer that question. Do you guys have? That leads on to that. Do you have any plans to do some outdoor bouldering videos? Yes.
Yes, we do.
Next weekend. Comp season is over for me, guys. I finished it yesterday with a league competition. Came third, didn't start, and now I'm going outside. How did you start climbing? Me, I was playing quite high level of tennis. I broke my foot on the court. I tried to rehab it and make a comeback. I couldn't. I had lost all balance in my left foot and all confidence in it, and I decided that I would go climb in a moon boot at a climbing. I don't know. I remember Googling sports I can do without my left foot because I was tired of not being physical, and I saw someone climbing in a moon boot at a top rope gym, and I went with a moon boot and a top rope gym, and then I got out of the moon boot and I was like, oh, I love this climbing thing, and I kept climbing. I was just top roping once or twice a week, and then I think a year after I started bouldering and then climbing outside a lot. I was not so much on plastic in my first 2 years. I was outside, and then I transitioned to competitions and kind of never looked back.
Me, I met Anna and I wanted to go out with her, and in order to do that, you had to climb. So, simple as that.
And he actually hated it at the start, to be fair, and then I think maybe 6 months after he was completely booked, and
Yeah, I love it now.
it's our lives. So thank you. Last question we're going to do is from Finley Hartley. I saved this one to last. How did you two meet? I must have not been climbing much at this time because it was what, 5 years ago? 5 years ago?
5 years ago. How old are you? No, it was like almost 4, probably 4 years ago.
4 years ago. We were both attending the same gym, Anytime Fitness. But I say I must have not been climbing because I was there every day. We saw each other every day. Anyway,
Basically.
that is all we have time for because this has gone really long. If we missed your question, comment below. And
Or just comment on our videos where, I think we're pretty responsive in how we get to
anything
them.
you want to know.
We like to see people engaging with the videos as well, so that's always nice.
Yeah, and you can DM me or Tom on IG anytime if you have a burning question, we'll answer it. And yeah, hopefully outdoor vlog coming up next week. Also the Movember video, which has been slightly delayed, and Tom's ab video should be coming out next week as well. Lots of things to look forward to. So thanks for your questions. Thanks for sticking around, and comment, like, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.